Hey folks, welcome back. So I'm going to do a little unboxing today, even though this is more of a bag than a box, so it'll be an unbagging, I suppose. But before I get to that, I just wanted to say that a little while ago, we got over 100 subscribers, which is really exciting for me because my channel is obviously very low budget. I don't have, any logos or cool intro music or anything like that, so I'm really glad that really anybody is watching the channel, and to have 100 plus people subscribing is fantastic. So I actually made a little special thank you message, which you'll find at the end of the video, so I hope you'll stick around until then. In the meantime, let's open up this order of new stuff, which came to me this morning from the fine people at Kewbz UK. No, I'm not sponsored, I just like them. Okay, so it's quite a tall bag, so it doesn't actually fit into the shop. So inside the bag, we actually have another bag. Amazing. And what's inside bag number 2? Let's see. Well, they've got some interesting kind of corrugated packing material here. Well, everything stuck together nicely. Anything else in here? Nope. Receipts. Okay, so let's pile these out of here. Got one of these, one of these, one of these, and one of these. Much smaller thing, one of these. That guy, and this guy. There we go. So, without realizing it, I've just noticed this now, this entire bag is actually stuff from Shengshou. So, pure coincidence, it just happened to be that they had a bunch of stuff that I wanted to get. They've done a couple of nice series that really nail my interests, basically. So, I'd bought any puzzles for a while, so I decided to get them all at once. So, let's start first with the Magic Tower series. So some of you may have seen a while back, Shengshou released the Jing's Pyraminx that they call the Magic Tower. Unfortunately, I think that seems to be out of stock in most of the UK stockists, but Chi has made this thing, which is the exact same puzzle, but they call it a Pyramid Mastermorphix or something like that, or Corner Mastermorphix, I think it is. I don't know what the name is in Chinese, but so I got this one to fill in the kind of 3x3 element of the Jing's Pyramix series that is unfolding here in front of us. So it doesn't want to come out. There we go. And of course, you guys know my fondness for Chi. They make some really nice puzzles, particularly lately with this kind of visual design that I like, where they have plastic tiles that look basically like stickers but are not annoying and sort of breakable and fragile like stickers are, which is perfect for me. So yeah, this is basically just a Jing's Pyraminx. For those of you who are not familiar with this, but you may be familiar with the Pyraminx, I mean, essentially what's happening with this is we no longer have those trivial tips on the corners, which don't do anything. Instead, we have actual corners that do need to be oriented and so forth. We still have these edge pieces, and we have exposed centers as well. In practice, the solve is quite similar to a regular Pyraminx. But there's an extra step to deal with the centers. And actually, if you watch my video on the Master Pyraminx, you can see how that solve works, because in order to solve that puzzle, I reduce it down to a Jing's Pyraminx and then solve it that way. So yeah, that's what it looks like scrambled. It's actually, the shades on the plastic are really, really nice. I really like the shades that Chi has adopted in these new breeds of stickerless puzzles they've been putting out lately. I think it looks fantastic. It's a little bit slow, but definitely smooth. It has that clicky aspect to it, so I'm guessing maybe there's some kind of ball bearing mechanism going on. It certainly sounds that way. Oh yes, you can just about see in there the ball bearings. But yeah, fantastic little puzzle. It's a nice size, fits nicely in the palm of the hand. It's nothing outrageous, but easy to hold on to. It's important, I think, that these very pillowed puzzles, have a good grip. Otherwise, you're going to be chucking them all over the place because they have that odd shape, quite hard to keep hold of. So yeah, that is the Chi Corner Master Morphix, which I think is the title. I'll look it up and put it in the description before I publish this, but yeah, really nice. So that's the 3x3 in my new Jing's Pyraminx collection here. Now there's a 4x4. Here we go. So Shengshou calls this the fourth magic tower. And there you go. Let's get a look at the box. It has presumably some nice features being laid out in these glossy pictures. I couldn't really tell you what they are because I don't know Chinese. That's okay. Oh, they have a solution pamphlet. Okay. Now, I'm expecting this will be quite lubed up because that's normally the way it goes with Shengshou puzzles, but who knows? Of course, it's in nice stickerless plastic. Ooh, very nice, smooth movement. And yeah, it is a bit looby, but actually not as bad as I expected. The inner layers are a little bit catchy, but I'm not too surprised. I mean, the 4x4, like any higher order puzzle, will be made by taking a 5x5 and tucking away one layer, basically, inside the puzzle. It's interesting that you can kind of see the internal pieces through the faces. That's pretty cool. So yeah, the inner layers, I mean, you're going through the layer below when you turn them, so it kind of makes sense that there's a little bit of catchiness. But, you know, not too bad. You know what, let's go ahead and scramble this one up a bit too. I do plan to solve at least some of these tonight. Let's see. Bit of scrambling. I'm not going to spend hours on this, so you don't have to watch me very slowly manipulate the puzzle from behind the camera, which is not the easiest thing to do in the world. Yep, and maybe do turn the middle layer. Yeah, there you go. Looks pretty nice. Let's compare the shades with the Chi. I think the Chi, yeah, it looks a little bit glossier, a little bit more vibrant. But still, they work reasonably well. I mean, the big difference, of course, the Chi has this kind of stickered type look because you can see the black plastic behind the tiles. But still, you know, they're clearly in the same family, so that's good enough for me. All right, so that's the fourth magic tower, the 4x4 Jing's Pyraminx. Next up, the fifth magic tower. Ooh. Yeah, it looks like the same promotional stuff, except they have actually changed the image to the 5x5, so I like that attention to detail, Shengshou. That's good. Yeah, but I'm really excited that Shengshou came out with this series because I really enjoy the tetrahedron puzzles. I do a lot of speed solving on my Pyraminx. I'm not that good. My best time is, I think, about 6.3 seconds, as I recall. I have to look at my Cube Timer app again, but you know, it's not terrible, but the pros out there will find that laughable because they can do it in 1.5 seconds or something stupid. But I really enjoy the feel of the Pyraminx, and the Jing's Pyraminx is even more fun because it adds the centers and you have proper corners, which is great fun. And I've not ever had the chance to do these higher order versions of the Jing's Pyraminx. I don't know if they've ever been mass produced before. So to have these available at such a reasonable price from a reliable manufacturer is really, really fantastic. As for this puzzle, it looks really cool. I love the pattern of these pieces on the faces. It looks great. The movement is great. Super smooth. Yeah, that's lovely. I think if you loop this up, you could probably speed cube this without a problem. The next layer in, a little bit of catchiness, but honestly, fantastic. Look at that. And the outer layer, yeah, I mean, this is really great. I'm really happy with this. I think the 5x5 is a fantastic choice. If you want to try just a bit of the family of puzzles, then, you know, I can definitely recommend this. The movement is really, really great. Beautiful. And maybe you'd want to get the base model as well, either the Shengshou Magic Tower, the original, or this guy here. But yeah, those are really nice. Finally, in this family, we have the sixth Magic Tower. Huge. Once again, they have updated the promo images on the side. Companies like MF8 definitely don't do that. They'll sell every Pyraminx shaped dodecahedral puzzle in the same box with the same images on it. So weirdly, I'm kind of impressed by this from Shengshou. They actually cared enough to change the images on the box for each specific model in this Jing's Pyramix family. All right. Ooh, that's lovely. You know, the 6x6x6 is my favorite cube and my favorite cubic puzzle to speed solve. Again, I'm not great at it, but I do love it, particularly now that we have the wonderful MGC 6x6 magnetic speed cube in that category, which is just my favorite thing in the world. So I was really looking forward to this because it's a 6-layered Jing's Pyramix. Okay, how's the movement? So far, really good. Yeah, every layer is smooth. Again, on the innermost one, it's a little bit chunky because I think, you do have this overlap going on here. But honestly, not a problem at all. You have to get some alignment going and then it just moves. No problem. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now let's compare size-wise. So here we have the 3x3 next to the 6x6. It is quite a bit bigger. Yeah, and again, I wish that GE as well might make some other sizes of this so I could get this beautiful stickered style look. But, I know I can always rely on Shengshou for these higher ordered puzzles in these kind of odd categories like the Morphix puzzles and now these guys. I do plan to get the rest of the Morphix series at some point. I only have the 3x3 and the 5x5. I don't have any even layered ones, which is a huge problem for me because I love even layered puzzles, as I said. So I will get those, especially now that we're up to 10x10 in the Master Morphix series, which is amazing. Can't wait to get my hands on those. But yeah, this is great. Barring the fact that the innermost layer is a little bit clunky, I mean, I'm super happy with these. Definitely going to get to grips with the series a little bit, starting with refreshing my memory using the base Jing's Pyramix, and then I'll try the Order 4 version. In fact, maybe I'll film myself doing that as well so you can get a look at it. Okay, so that's the Jing's Pyramix series. I'm super, super excited. Really glad to have those in hand, finally. Next up from Shengshou, we have the series of their crazy puzzles. Now, my understanding is that these 3 puzzles, the crazy tetrahedron, cube, and dodecahedron, these are called the simple versions, which implies that they will make a more complex version later. Those of you who are familiar with the crazy puzzles from MF8, for example, you will note that, well, we'll open the cube first so you can see what I'm talking about. The designs of these puzzles, there's less pieces than a standard crazy cube that you would expect from the MF8 series. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Marvelous. Okay. So normally on a 3x3 circle cube like this, you would expect there to be corner pieces in here as well. You'd have these extra edges and you'd have corners inside. This only has these extra centers, edges, I'm not sure what to call them. Centers, I guess. So the solve will be a bit simpler. But I'm really excited about this because I love the circle cubes, but they are, they tend to be more involved, particularly the ones that have faces, moving in different ways, some rotating with the face and some not. It seems that all of these faces are 0 faces, so the circular part in the middle does not move when you turn the outer face. Yeah, that seems to be the case. The movement is a delight. Yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, it feels like just an unmagnetized speed cube almost. There is more friction because there are more pieces, but honestly, that's flawless. Even the slice moves with those extra pieces, no trouble at all. Fantastic. Size-wise, I'll compare it to a standard 3x3 speed cube. Yeah, a little bit larger because it does bulge outward in this kind of pillowed shape, but roughly the same size. I would guess maybe at the widest point it's like 57 millimeters, so just slightly bigger than a standard 3x3. But yeah, really impressed with this. The movement is, I mean, I know that Shengshou makes good, non-WCA puzzles of this type, but I wasn't expecting much sort of necessarily from these. But wow, that really is excellent. Corner cutting? Maybe that's too much to ask. Oh, a little bit. Yeah, that's good enough. But yeah, I think this is speed solvable for sure. Wow, fantastic. And the shades are very much seem identical to the shades that we see here on the Jing's Pyraminx series. So not quite as vibrant as the GE, but still very bright, easy to recognize. Clear difference between the red and the orange side. You can see the red is quite deep. The orange is nice and bright. The yellow is bright as well, but not assaulting the eyeballs. You know, nice softer blue, which is nice. I think it looks great. Yeah, and it actually comes with a little solving pamphlet, which is cool. Wow, I'm really excited now to see what the others are like. So, okay, next we'll look at the tetrahedron. It says Circular Magic Tower. Now, what was the English name on this one? Circular 3x3 cube. Okay. Now, I think it was on the speed solving forums rather than Twisty Puzzle forums, but somebody did definitely link something from Shengshou that showed these as the simple models. So I really am hoping that they will come out with full-on versions of the circular cube, tetrahedron, and Megaminx that will have the corner pieces. This is much the same situation as the cube. So normally if you had a circle tetrahedron, say from the MF8 and Diane series, which I really want to get myself, but they're impossible to find anywhere. So if anybody has a line on those, please tell me. They have corner pieces as well, but here we just have these additional centers. And once again, yeah, so these are 0 faces. I'm very curious if there would be some way to bandage these so that you could have the circles move along with the other faces. Yeah, again, the movement. Oh, I may have gotten a little bit too hard on that turn there. I have lost a couple of centers here, but it looks easy to fix. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so maybe I should stick to, what's the best way to turn this, I guess? Corner turning style is probably the most stable, so I should probably do that. But yeah, at least the pop was very easy to fix. So a little bit less stable than the cube. But to be fair, I was just sort of flinging it around quite quickly without paying much heed. Yeah, the movement on this one is also very nice. A little bit more friction because when you turn the corner, you're actually turning the circle down below as well. So it's actually smoother, I guess, to turn the faces. So if you treat this as a face turner rather than a corner turner, I think you have an easier time manipulating it. Now, can I turn these faces? No, I can't because they are bandaged. There we go. Yeah, really nice. So I have never solved any kind of tetrahedron with circle faces, so I think this will be quite tough for me. Not necessarily in terms of the mechanics of the solve, but just conceptually. Because one of the things I love about solving twisty puzzles is really understanding how I can manipulate the faces, you know, what sort of transformations happen, and, you know, building up my understanding of the puzzle as I become familiar with it. So I think it'll take me a little bit of time to get my head around this, but given that I do solve Pyraminxes quite a bit, I think that will help, at least somewhat. So I'm excited to get into this. It's a new one for me, this style of Pyraminx. So very, very cool. And now the last puzzle for today is the, what does that say? Dodecaheads puzzle. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Interesting naming choice. You know, that is a choice. So, yep, we have a solution pamphlet. And a bunch of pieces just fell out, so that's a bit of a shame. What we got? Okay. I found 2 pieces. I think there will be another one somewhere. All right. Well, how many pieces have I lost? Can I work that out? seem to be... Oh boy. So we're... Okay, so I need this pink piece will go something like that. So I need another couple of pieces to go with that one, and then another couple of pieces to go with this one. Huh. Well, that is annoying. Okay, give me a moment, folks, while I go and find the other bits. Okay, folks, I'm back. That was a little bit harder than I anticipated. I found the pieces fairly quickly, but what had happened was the caps had actually kind of popped off. The bottom part of the corner pieces was still in the puzzle, so when I tried to pull the bottom part out, it actually dislodged some other pieces. So I gave up on that, put the corner pieces back in, and put the pieces around the inner assembly of the corner piece, and then it snapped back together fairly quickly. But yeah, a little bit awkward. I think, you know, just when it was bumping around on the cargo ship from China, it must have dislodged a couple of things. But other than that, all the other pieces were fine. You know, the movement of the puzzle itself seems pretty decent. I would say that unlike the cube or the tetrahedron, you can't really do finger tricks with this so well. Like, you saw I almost popped more pieces out there. It's just a little bit tight. Maybe if I can find the adjustments for this, I may be able to do something. I'm not sure if I can. Presumably I can take the center caps off somehow. I don't know. So I may try and loosen it a little bit, although given that there are these other centerpieces in there, maybe that's risky. Who knows? But the movement is good. It's smooth. It's just that it is a little tight, so I don't recommend doing like Pyraminx speed algorithms on this. I think that will go poorly. I mean, you can just about do it. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not great. You don't want to speed cube this in the way that you would a normal Pyraminx, but who knows? Maybe with some lube, some setup, some tweaking of the tensions, it may actually be really good. Who knows? So once again, this is like a crazy Pyraminx, but less crazy because there are no corner pieces to worry about. Of course, if I start mixing up stuff, I'll end up with these extra little bits going everywhere, which is going to be pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to this because I don't own any crazy Pyraminxes either. I only have some of the crazy 3x3 cubes and the crazy 4x4 version 3. And I think those are the only circle puzzles I have at the moment. So Pyraminx and tetrahedron added to that family is pretty cool. I am, like I said, hoping that they come out with the full-on crazy versions sooner rather than later. I suspect they will. I mean, it's just another, you know, add-on to this kind of design. I think maybe, though, in that case, they'd want to make the puzzles a little bit bigger, because the way these are constructed, you've got these nice big chunky centers, but the corner chunk is really, really small. So the pieces in there would probably fly out at the slightest provocation. So they might want to adjust the design, either making the cube itself bigger, or just, you know, refining it so that these centers are smaller and there's more room in the corners there. But I think despite the fact that these are simpler, they're still going to be a really fun solve. There's definitely going to be interesting things you have to do that you wouldn't normally do on a standard Pyraminx or cube or what have you. So it's really cool that these are available so cheaply. And I wonder, you know, there are people who speed solve the crazy 3x3. I've seen that on YouTube and was suitably blown away by it. So I'm sure that this would be fun for the type of people that like seeking the unofficial world records for non-WCA events. Actually, I'd be tempted to give it a go on the 3x3, which I think moves fantastically well. Again, maybe not quite so appealing on this Pyraminx here, given that it is harder to finger trick it, but actually, you know, it's still quite okay movement. Definitely, I've played with regular Pyraminxes that move worse than this, so in that respect, I can't complain. As far as the pricing goes, Kewbz UK had a bundle where I got these two guys for £20, and this one I believe was $11.99, which I purchased separately. So highly, highly reasonable. There are definitely, you know, puzzles in my collection that cost a heck of a lot more than this, and frankly are probably a lot less interesting. So I think it's a good value. I would just be careful. This guy, you know, you could see that if I got too cavalier with it, some pieces did pop out, but they're really big and easy to slot back into place, so it's really not a big problem. And I would recommend moving the faces like this rather than doing the corner turns. That seems to be a nice and stable way to do it. And since you know, you're just moving directly around this circle here, you don't have, I think, you know, when you're moving this way and pulling the circle around like that, you've got kind of double the friction. You've got the friction along these edges, and you've got the friction between these circle pieces and the bottom face, and it does feel noticeably clunkier. But as soon as you just go to turning a face, it feels nice, nice and smooth. So yeah, really happy to see these from Shengshou. In general, really pleased with everything from this unboxing, I gotta say. So as soon as I stop this video, and hopefully you viewed the special thank you message at the end, I will go away and solve this 4x4 Jing's Pyraminx, and I'll put it on video and let you know my impressions of that. If there's any interest, I can also do the other puzzles in the series as well. But yeah, really exciting day for me to finally have these in my collection. Do look forward to some more unboxings in the not too distant future. There's another few things on my wish list that I'm planning to get over the next few weeks, maybe the next month or so. So as usual, as soon as they come in, I'll get them on video for you. But yeah, thanks again everybody for watching. It's always good to see your comments on the videos, and I really love seeing that people are interested in the same kind of puzzles as me, so I don't feel like such a strange person all the time. So yeah, keep watching, keep commenting. Really great to see you guys in the comment section every time. So thanks again for watching my videos, and I hope to see you again real soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Okay, everyone, this is Leica. She's my lovely Shetland sheepdog, and we wanted to say thank you to all you guys for watching my channel, even though it's very scrappy, I don't have much budget and not much resources, and we really appreciate you watching and enjoying the videos. So Leica, sit up. Very good. Now, what would you do if you met one of our great subscribers, Leica? Maybe you would shake their hand. Excellent, good job. Or you could even do a little dance. What do you think? There you go, look at this. Excellent. She's so happy that you guys have joined us, and so am I. So thank you so much.